Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be sex, seduction, and sexual anticipation. A lot of S's in there. I got an email here from a guy he's read my book 10 to 15 times. This is a great guy who, sounds like somebody's drilling in the slab. Isn't that great? Just when I start the video. I'm not going to charge you extra for that, by the way. So just hopefully ignore the sound effects. So what this guy did is he's read my book 10 to 15 times, and he's actually following the things that I teach and applying them. It's like, well, that's what I love about people like this, is that they're like, just tell me what to do, Corey, and I'll do it. Read the book 10 to 15 times? Okay, no problem. I'll handle that. That's why I like coaching professional athletes, because they're the same way. Because they're used to being coached. They don't have excuses or stories. They want to be the best. And so they want to outperform, out-hustle, out-study everybody else. And so they're just like, give me the fundamentals, and I'll learn the fundamentals, I'll master them, and I'll go out there and do it. And that's why you're going to see this, a really great success story. This guy, he went out, he went to a nightclub, and he ended up seeing like 3 different women over the course of the evening. He ends up going home with one of them. He had sex 4 times within like 17, 18 hours. And he just did a masterful job. Why? Because he was prepared. Remember, it's like Confucius said, success depends upon prior preparation. And without said preparation, there's sure to be failure. And even at one point in the email, you'll see that he violated one of my principles. But because he knew the fundamentals so well, he knew what he could and couldn't get away with. And this is why I say read it 10 to 15 times so you don't have to think about it. The guys and the girls that get themselves into trouble is when they just read the book once or twice or a handful of times, or they just skim through it, if you will. Or they figure, oh, I'll just watch a few videos. I don't need to read the fucking book. Or I don't have time to read the book. Or I'm not a reader. I'm more of an audible kind of guy. Or whatever their fucking excuse or their story is. So I have a quote that I wrote in this topic, and then we're going to go through this guy's email. It's a really great success story, especially for those of you that want to become better at seducing women and applying the things that I talk about. The quote says, when human beings have to work really hard to obtain something they really want, or have to wait for something they really desire, they tend to appreciate and value it much more than something that comes easily. When it comes to sex, seduction, sexual anticipation, and sexual attraction, waiting and taking your time always pays enormous dividends and makes for a much more memorable, enjoyable, and fulfilling experience. When you really take the time to make a lover feel like you care about them, desire them, are infinitely patient, and enjoy every delicious second of making love to them, you can create a sensual experience and memory that will last a lifetime. The better your experiences are in life, the more satisfying your memories will be when you look back on your life as you get older. Great memories and experiences make it impossible to have or feel anything but gratitude for the delicious gift that life is. And so this guy's created a really great memory just because he applied the things that I teach. He says, hey coach, I wanted to take a minute to reach out and detail the success I've had over this past weekend. I've read the book at least 10 to 15 times, and this should be evident in what I'm about to outline. This guy has really done a good job of mastering the seduction process and what I teach about. Picking up women, meeting them, taking them, seducing them on the first night that you meet them. I'm 30 years old, fit, I pull in close to $100,000 a year, and I just started my own business on the side. I've been following you for about a year, and I know this email may seem long, but I had to share the success story, and I hope you find this relevant enough to share in a YouTube video. Well, guess what? It worked. Great email. Because I think there are a few tricks in here that some guys could use to have in their arsenal. That's what I think is cool about this. This guy's taking the things he's learned from me. He's like, hey, here's how I applied it. Here's some things I learned. Here's some things that I used. And he wants to get back. He wants to share it with the community. And I think that's wonderful. Because the more successful you become in life, the more you want to help other people. And it's like what Zig Ziglar said. If you help enough people get what they want, you will get what you want. I got a girl's number the previous weekend and set up a date with her for Friday on Monday. She reached out on Thursday and mentioned that she got sick at work. I'm not an idiot, and I could read between the lines, so I canceled the date on the spot and gave her a hard time about not wanting her germs. That's a great, humorous, playful way to tease her. I told her I'd reach out sometime the following week to see what was good. Well, I would have said, you know what? Well, when you get better, get in touch with me and we'll plan something then. I would have hit the ball back into her court at that point instead of saying, I'll follow up with you the next week. Because again, you want somebody that really wants to be with you. And here this girl's canceling on you. It may be truth. It may be that she's sick. Or she may be just totally full of shit. And so the least way to put as little amount of energy in here, because you went out of your way, you called her, you made a date, you were looking forward to it, you were going to honor your commitment, but now she's not. And therefore, you'll make another date with her, but you want to make sure that she really wants to spend time with you. So that's why I would just say, hey, you know what? Sorry to hear that you're sick. Get in touch with me when you feel better and we'll plan something in. I'd really love to see you. And you leave it at that. I'm not going to run out. You never want to run after somebody. It's like pushing a wet noodle. It's like, why? Because when women really like you, they make it easy. They will contact you. They will call you. They'll get in touch. They'll make the effort. Even if they're sick, they'll be taking cold medicine. They'll be going to their doctor. They won't want to miss out on it. Friday night, I was out at the club, and lo and behold, she texted me telling me she was at the same club and was feeling much better and wanted to hang. She's 22 years old and is an absolute smoke show. We hung out most of the night, a lot of making out, and we went to an after party afterwards, and I let her leave on her own accord. I wasn't too pressed about sealing the deal, as I found that she was kind of annoying, haha. I was honestly having more fun with the 42-year-old woman I was with earlier in the night, but lost her in the shuffle. The difference in maturity level and personality really makes a big difference on my level of attraction towards a woman. Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, this guy's 30, she's 22. She's probably still more bubblegum talk than, because she doesn't have any life experience. And that gets old. Not all women that are young are like that. Some women that are beautiful, that are young, they're just really sharp, they're really educated, they're way ahead of most women that are their age. And you can have a lot of fun with them. The following night represented even more success. I was able to meet two girls I hadn't met before who are roommates through a Facebook group I started in my area for music events that has close to 500 people in it. Through Facebook Messenger, I told them to come to me instead of me going to them. Perfect. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. They did, and I recognized them instantly and introduced myself. We ended up hanging out most of the night, and I really hit it off with one of them. We'll call her Player 1. Whenever her eyes met mine, I would never break her gaze, and I was always being flirty and fun, winking and raising my eyebrows every chance I got. Hang out, have fun, hook up. And he's in the having fun phase right now. He's already made the hangout happen. He invited them to come meet up with him, and they did. And now he's in the having fun phase. And what does that do? It makes her feel safe, makes her feel comfortable. Nonverbal communication and owning your shit is everything. Her and I were having fun, but come to find out, her and her roommate, Player 2, are bisexual. Bonus! And before you know it, I was having to split my time between the both of them. Oh, I'm sure you suffered through that. Eventually, Player 1 and I went back to her place. Player 2 decided last minute to drop out of the game and go somewhere else, so no threesome this time, but I was told that certainly would happen at a later date. It's like money in the bank, dude. It didn't bother me either way. See how he's just totally, he's got a take it or leave it kind of attitude. He wants to be with who wants to be with him. And so what happens? The other girls just kind of fall away. Like attracts like. He resonates with this girl more. And now the two of them are, it's just like a natural progression of the evening. Now they're alone together. I was going home with the one I wanted from the get-go. He got what he wanted anyways. So why stress about it? And at the end of the day, if there are other women around, it's like one of the things that Doc Love said, many years ago, when kitty cats compete, you win. Great phrase. And it's so true. So what happened next was really interesting. Player 1 and I got back to her place, and the conversation was just flowing so naturally, and it had been all night. We spent some time just hanging out and enjoying each other's company, making out here and there, and just shooting the shit. It felt so comfortable. I had never had that happen with a woman. It's your birthright, dude. That is the way it's supposed to be. Easy and effortless. There's no effort here. There's no work. There's no trying to force anything. You're just letting things happen. She's attracted to you. You're attracted to her. Attraction's not a choice after all. And you're talking her into liking you more instead of talking her out of liking you, which is what most guys tend to do. I told her jokingly that I didn't think I had ever drawn out the sex so long with a girl, but she was so cool I couldn't help but keep hanging out and talking with her because her personality is just that awesome. Eventually, we did go to the bedroom and had 2 rounds of the indoor Olympics. Gold medal? We woke up in the morning and hit the Olympics again. She drove me 30 minutes to my apartment, and we stopped to get coffee and breakfast. I paid, and again spent some more time just chatting and enjoying each other's company. We got to my place, and I showed off a few of my hobbies, and again, of course, another round of the indoor Olympics. It's just easy and effortless, just naturally happening. I know you are saying you shouldn't set up dates while you're on a date, but I broke this rule and here's why. I occasionally have a hard time getting off when having sex, not a bad problem to have, and not one time in the 4 times we played, I did not get off. So that tells me you're probably jerking off too much, dude. If you're having a problem blowing your wad, it's usually because you're jerking off so much that your dick is so numb, you're never going to come. This is driving her wild. She wanted it so bad. Because women, on some level, think, well, if the guy doesn't come, then he's not into me. He's not attracted to me. And it's like a challenge. I'm going to make you blow your wad. And I wanted to give it to her, so I challenged her to no masturbation for the week for either of us. So the next time we did play, I would be able to give her exactly what she wanted. But at the end of the day, the good news about the fact that you didn't blow your wad is that you were able to keep fucking her, and I would assume she probably had several orgasms. And women like guys that are good in bed and know how to get them off and cause them to have orgasms. She immediately accepted the challenge, and we have plans to go on a date this Friday. And I did ramp up her attraction and make her think about me every time she wants to masturbate. Additionally, I added to the challenge that there will be no sex until after our date on Friday. So in other words, you're not getting sex from me right away. He's going to make her wait. Notice how he's building sexual anticipation here. It's all his thinking about it, looking forward to it. I mean, they're just going to be all over it. Just imagine what the sex is going to be like when they finally do get together the next time. So I can ramp up and escalate things even further when we're out and about. The stream of events made it feel like we went on a ton of dates. Meeting at the club, going to her place, going to breakfast, and then heading to my place. So you in essence had like 4 or 5 dates all in the period of less than 24 hours. That's what I talk about that in my book. It's why you go to 2 or 3 different places with a woman on a date, especially like when you're a first date, because each time you get in and out of the car and you go somewhere, because most guys they go to a girl's place, they pick her up, they take her to dinner, and then they take her home, or they meet her out, they have drinks, and then they leave, and that's the end of it. But if you got cool places, because it's all about having fun together and feeling comfortable, and she already liked you to begin with, and you make her feel more safe and comfortable than any other guy that she's gone out with, and she hadn't been laying in a while because most guys are douchebags and don't know what they're doing, she's gonna be like, fuck it. She's gonna have sex with you on the first date. Because guys like you don't come along very often, and she knows it's gonna be really good. Hopefully. That added to me not feeling out of place about scheduling a next meetup on the spot. As I'm writing this, she is sending me sexy photos of herself in sexy lingerie and reminding me that I'm not allowed to touch myself until Friday. Naughty. I also had additional success with more women at a bar on Sunday and got 3 different numbers, but I won't bore you with all those details. Do you think this guy's in a place of abundance or not? He's just living his life and being fucking awesome. He knows he's awesome. He knows he's a catch. And he's thinking like James Bond. It's going to happen. He's going to get laid. He's going to hook up. He's going to meet women wherever he goes. And he has his choice. It's amazing when you get to experience that for the first time, especially for those of you guys that are dreaming about that and would like to have that. Things with player 1 were amazing in the bedroom, but just as amazing or even more amazing outside of that. It just felt so effortless, easy, and comfortable with her. Real recognizes real, and like attracts like. Coach, if this is the kind of shit you talk about in your videos, I have to say that I finally experienced it. Yep. I mean, this is how men and women are supposed to naturally interact with one another. It's just easy and effortless. There's no struggle. There's no difficulty. It's just two adults who like each other and want to be together. And it's like a love story. This is what women dream about. That's why they read all these romance novels, just bumping into a random dude out of the blue like that. And it just effortlessly flows. And most women don't get to experience this. It's just a train wreck most of the time when they go out on dates. And here it's like putting on an old pair of shoes. It's very comfortable, very easy. It's natural. It's the way it's supposed to be. Thanks so much for your work and helping me take myself to the next level. Well, you know what? Thanks for being fucking awesome. Thanks for being a great example. And thanks for sharing that awesome email. Because it will inspire other men and women out there that if you follow the things that I teach in my book, this can be what your life is like. This is like every love story that you have with a woman, whether it lasts one night or 10 years or the rest of your life. This is the way it's supposed to be. Easy and effortless, no struggle, no difficulty. It's beautiful. So if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.